everybody. It's your girl, the one and only Teresa Free, and I want to take this opportunity right now to say thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing episode with your girl, Teresa Be Free in Freeze. Listen. Get in here, get in here, get in here. Listen, I have been having an absolutely amazing time coming and hanging out with you all every single Sunday in your kitchen or in your living room, or if you're driving in your car, or if you're on the job, but wherever it is where you decide you want to bring me into your world so that we can have candid conversations that matter over here in Freeze World. Listen, we started the new season out just a few episodes ago, and I told you all at the very beginning that this new season of Freeze World would be 12 episodes. And guess what? This is episode number 7. Oh my God. Oh my God. Episode number 7. We are more than halfway through this season. And listen, I've been sharing a lot of story times with you all. We've been hanging out and just having some real candid talk. And, I have just really been absolutely amazed at some of the feedback and with some of the comments that those of you have felt led to share with me in my DMs, and for those of you who have reached out to me in person. I just am like, oh my God, I am so amazed. So, listen, I've talked about a whole lot of things, but one of the biggest intentions for me in doing this is I want to be a vehicle that inspires, that incites, that impacts, um, and that calls you out on the carpet. But I also want to be a vehicle that also celebrates you and all of the amazing things that you're doing in order to get your life back on track. And so, in today's episode, I wasn't intending to go this way, but it was dropped in my spirit to talk about, to have a conversation with some of you ladies and with some of you men about, why do I want to get married? Oh my God, why do I want to get married? And the reason that I believe that this will be such a relevant and real conversation is because in my time of retrospect and reflection, I took some time to think about, why did I get married? Because as you all know, I have been completely open, been an open book with you. But I've done it not only once, but I've done it twice. That's right. I was married twice, and so for me, this has been the first time in my life where I've had an opportunity to just sit back, relax, and get in tune with myself. And in this time I've had, I've thought about, why did I get married? And you know, we were sold a bill of goods, if you will. So many people get married, and I'm not saying everybody is like this, but so many people get married. A lot of, I'm going to say women because I'm a woman. I cannot directly speak for a man because I'm not a man. But if there's a man that's tuned in and you'd like to dive off into this, hit me up, drop down in them comments, or DM me. But a lot of times, women, we want we want that man that's going to be that shining knight in armor that's going to come and save us from all things. We want that man that has got the bag, and his bag. He's got deep pockets. But how can I say this and just really be helpful? It's not about all of that. It is really not. And if you go back into some of the earlier episodes that I dropped back a couple of years ago when we started Freeze World, before I got into this new space of being completely healed, healthy, and whole of all things, I had a marriage series, and so in this new season, I just wanted to kind of come over and engage you all in that conversation about why do you want to get married? What is it in you that feels like you have to get married? And so, you feel like he's going to save you from everything, but I'm going to come at you on this topic from a different angle. He's not going to save you from anything. And so this is where I want to go in the conversation. You have to be in a space and in a place in your life where you are healed, healthy, and whole. So, again, you have to do your internal work before you can even get to a space and a place to even begin entertaining and talking about marriage. And I see so many people who are aligning themselves and getting married, and then the marriages do not last at all. Maybe 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, tops, maybe 10 years, and then it's over because the marriage was not built on a solid foundation. Many of us are linking up with people and getting married, and that person, man or woman, was never the person that was designed to be your life partner in the first place. But what happened was some of us linked up with somebody and it was a one night stand, or it may not have been a one night stand. We may have been seeing each other for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, and I got pregnant, and so now we're gonna get married. And wrong, wrong answer. And for me, that was one of the scenarios. I was pregnant. I got pregnant in the first marriage, or I got pregnant prior to the first marriage, and we decided that we would get married because we were getting so much heat from the family members. So back in the day, that was the thing that you did is you got married. But you know what? In retrospect, as I when I look back in those times and seasons of my life, then that was absolutely the wrong thing to do. And many of us have gone down those paths. We get married with unrealistic expectations. Is this person the right one for me? Am I the right person for that individual? And I'm here to say to you that no, you're not. And so I already know in this conversation, some of you might get upset with me, and some of you may say, well, you know what, T, I beg to differ. And that is absolutely, completely okay. Drop down in the comments and let's have a conversation in the collective. But there's so many things that come into play when you want to begin to entertain the conversation about getting married. Have you given yourself time to get to know you? This is on you. Have you given yourself time to get to know you? What makes you think, feel, and believe that you're ready to get married? Have you dealt with your trauma? Have you dealt with your triggers? Have you dealt with the things that make you snap? Have you dealt with your family issues that manifest in you in so many different ways? Do you not know that when you do not deal with all of that internal stuff that is going on with you, do you not know that that same thing you bring into a marriage? And it manifests and grows and gets even worse in that marriage because you're expecting that person to be your savior and to be the one that can help you heal from all of that stuff. And for many of you, you don't even know what it is that's got you all tied up, messed up, and tangled up. But then you went and got yourself caught up in a web called marriage when that was not the thing that you were supposed to be doing. Listen, marriage is is not something that is for the weak. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that marriage isn't a good thing because it is. But marriage is not for everybody. And marriage is not just about love. It really is a business contract. It just, that's just what it is. It is a business contract because now we're bringing both worlds together as one. And you may not realize that you really actually are not ready to get married. Why do you want to get married? What are you running? What are you running away from within you? And you think that because you do this is going to fix you? Oh my God! Let's go, T. Talk that talk. We gonna talk it on today because I want you all. I want you ladies. I want you gentlemen to really think about this thing. Let me give you something else to think about, ladies. And man, I want to hear you down in the comments. How many of you right now who are engaging and entertaining this conversation with me, how many of you are calling yourself a fiance? Okay, you're a fiance. How many of you ladies have been with this man for 6 months, for 1 year, for 18 months, for 2 years? How long has it been? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and you are still not married to this man? Have you ever stopped to wonder why? Have you ever stopped to wonder why every time you ask him about getting married, he can never give you an absolute answer? He cannot ever give you an answer with an absolute in it. You can never align, agree and align on a date. He tells you he feels like you're pressuring him. How many of you, I'm raising both my hands because I know that's thousands of women right now. Baby, let me keep it absolutely 100 with you. He has no intention of marrying you. He's just biding his time. That's just how valuable you are to him. He is biding his time because he knows, and you know too, but you keep playing them damn mind games with yourself. But he knows you are not the one that he wants to do that with. But you're a place of comfortability, you're a place of familiar as he continues to shop, look, and observe. So, if you know this, if you're willing to be absolutely and completely honest with yourself to say, you know what, team, I think there's some truth to what you're talking about, then I need you to ask yourself a question. And here's the question: fill in the blank with your name. When are you going to wake up? Fill in the blank with your name. When are you going to stop living in the land of Delulu? Fill in the blank with your name. When are you going to finally tell yourself the truth about what this relationship really is? It's not a relationship that is designed and or created for you to become husband and wife, wife and husband. Why? And if that is the case, and I know it is the case for many of you, why do you choose to continue to stay in something that you know is going nowhere? You know it's dead. You know the out you're not going to receive or get or participate in the outcome that you are in a fairy tale about, which is a marriage with somebody who is not even looking at you like that. And part of it is your fault, and the other part of it is their fault because neither one of you are allowing yourselves to sit down and have an absolute real conversation about what this is and talking about how you really feel. You're walking in fear, you're making excuses, you're scared. And I talked about being scared last week. What is being scared costing you right now? You're wasting time. You are absolutely wasting so many valuable years and months of your time when you could be utilizing it, building yourself, building yourself up, dealing with all of your past hurts and traumas and all of the things that's got you all bound up so that you can free yourself. It's time for you to free yourself, not take all of that and lock in with somebody for life in a marriage that is destined to not work. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? I know I am on track because if you could see what I'm seeing in the spirit and feel what I'm feeling, oh my God, I am almost overwhelmed to where I'm at to the point of where I'm almost ready to stop. I know I'm speaking truth. Stop being in such a rush to want to marry somebody. What's why are so many people in a rush to get married? Can y'all drop down in the comments and please tell me why? What is your vision of marriage? What do you think marriage is going to do for you? What are you going to do for the marriage? What is he going to do for the marriage? What are you going to do for each other? How are the two of you going to be able to sustain and fulfill one another? This is going to have to be a part two because I can't do all of this in one session with you all because it's just too much. It's just too much. You, my lady, are not even in tune with yourself. I hate to tell you, but you are not in tune with yourself. You're mad, angry, distressed, bent out of shape. You're unhappy. You're bitter. You always want to fuss and fight. You always have these unrealistic expectations, and you wonder why you're having problems with being in a relationship. We can't keep saying that it's the other person. We cannot keep saying that it's the other person, man, woman. No, it's not them. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. You know why it's you? Because you keep running, and I talked about this in about 2 or 3 episodes ago. You keep running from this person to that person to this person to that person, thinking that they're going to fix you or your situation is going to get better because you hook up with them, but it's not. There's stuff that's festering in you that you have to deal with. But every time you are faced with dealing with you, you run because you don't want to take your time and go through your process and go on your journey that's going to get you from hurt, pains and traumas and all of the things that you've gone through from your childhood, your young adulthood, your teenage years. You won't take time to deal with all of that stuff, and you're wondering why you're walking in depression. You're wondering why some of you have bipolar personalities and all of the things. And I'm not knocking those who legitimately have mental health issues. But what I am here to say is that some of those mental health issues you brought on yourself because you would not allow yourself to deal with your stuff, but then you had the nerve to want to get with somebody. You had the nerve to want to trauma bond with somebody. You had the nerve to want to trauma bond with somebody and struggle love, and then had the audacity to want to get married. this this might be too real for some of you. I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. I'm in Arizona and the weather is cooling off, but I'm getting hot. That's why I keep doing this because I'm hot. Coming in hot, 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 hot. So, why do you want to get married for what? You ain't even ready. You're not ready mentally, spiritually, or physically. You have nothing to bring to the table right now that makes you ready for marriage. And I'm not sorry about what I'm saying because I know it's the truth. Because I was guilty of it. I was guilty of it. And I know so many people in my circle that are guilty of it. And I'm watching it manifest all throughout the world. People who are guilty of it. I have had conversations with women who have been married to these men for years and years and years. We've been married for 25 years, 30 years. Oh, that's beautiful, but it hasn't been beautiful. You know why? Because the struggle, the hurt and the pain was real. Why be in something for all of those years and you're settling, which is merely you surviving because you're not thriving? I'm trying to help y'all get to a place of going from surviving to thriving. We talked about that a few episodes ago. But some of you will not listen to what I'm saying and you will stay in your situations and you will continue to complain. You will continue to point fingers. But then there are yet some of you who will listen to what I say and you will begin to self reflect and you will begin to say, you know what? There is something to what she's saying. And I think that I'm ready to start taking the steps to get myself in a better space. This is a group of people that I'm called to on today. So I'm getting ready to close out, but I'm going to close out with this question again. Why do you want to get married? For what reason? What is it doing for you? If it's strictly because you love that person, do you really? Because it's more than just love. And we'll talk more about this later if you want me to. We can do another episode. But I really need y'all to think about this in Free's world. Why do I want to get married? Or if you're married right now and you're watching me and you're like, damn, she all in my stuff. And you're asking yourself, this conversation is causing you to ask yourself, you know what? Fill in the blank with your name. Why did I get married for real? Why? Drop down in the comment section below and talk to me because I want to hear from you. I really, 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 really want to hear from you. I do, I do, I do, I do. So listen, I have had an amazing time talking with you all on today. I really, really have. This has been fun. This has been wonderful. This has been so amazing for me to be able to learn from my lessons and be a coach on top of that. Okay, I'm a certified professional life coach. So I'm sitting here in your living room or wherever you are when you watch this video, and I'm being able to coach you through some things. My job is to make you think. My job is to recall some things and repeat some things that you said to yourself and really make you start listening to how you talk, to how you think, to how you react so that you can do something about it and change. For those of you with both hands I'm raising that are ready to change, that are ready to put in the work. So listen, that's it. That's all. That's all I got to say. But listen, before I get out of here, I want to ask you to do something for me. I need you. I need you. I'm not asking you for no money, but what I am asking you is for really simple things that I want you to do that are right there on your screen down below. Number one, I want you to subscribe. Number two, I want you to hit that bell so you know every time I drop a new episode and or start going live. Number three, I want you to like this video right here. Number four, I want you to share. Share, share, share. You all know it ain't just you, but it's some people over there in your circle that are experiencing the same thing. So I want you to share this episode with them. And then y'all drop down in the comments and talk to me, okay? And until next week, I want you all to have an awesome and amazing week. And listen, I want you to show those pretty whites. I want you to smile. Smile. Put a smile on your face because life is good. God has been good. Spirit has been good. If you're watching me right now, You were blessed to wake up with another gift of life. So in spite of whatever you may be dealing with or going through, good, bad, or indifferent, you have many, many reasons to be thankful because you're still here. 2024 has been an amazing year. People have been leaving. So if you're still here watching this video, your lungs are working, your heart is working, you have the activities of your limbs, you're able to move about, whatever that may look like, even if you're in a wheelchair, you might be laying in confined to the bed, but you're able to breathe. Listen, you need to be thankful because you are still here. Stop getting caught up in so much busyness of the world and learn how to celebrate the little things called life. And life is not a little thing, it's a gigantic thing. Because if you're not living, you're not able to do none of all of that other stuff. So